As top diplomats from Moscow and Washington meet in Saudi Arabia, it is expected that Russia-Ukraine peace talks would be among the top priorities and would likely leave out EU leaders from the negotiations. And surprisingly, even Ukraine has been left out from discussions regarding its own future. European Union leaders are evidently already concerned of being left out of this major development should it happen on their continent. Regarding the same, top leaders held an emergency meeting in Paris this week after US President Donald Trump announced a possible meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin and suggested he would be ending the war. They were further worried, according to The Guardian, because of Trump's phone calls with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as well as Putin, which Trump suggested could end the war at his behest. Coming back to the Russia-US diplomatic meeting in Riyadh, the meeting is attended by US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, and Russian officials including Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. In the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, which is nearing its third year, US has taken upon itself to be the savior which ends the war. Even as reportedly, both sides involved have tempered expectations, suggesting the discussions are unlikely to yield concrete results. The talks come in the wake of US President Donald Trump's discussions with the Russian president, with US Defense Chief reaffirming that Ukraine will not join NATO in the near future. During former US President Joe Biden's administration, Ukraine had applied to become a part of NATO in 2022, a move strongly opposed by Mr. Putin. But now, during Trump's rule, who is known to be close to Putin, it seems like Ukraine will be backing out from the NATO membership application. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov explained that the discussions will primarily focus on restoring the US-Russian relations, with a possible talk of a Ukrainian resolution and organizing a future meeting between the two presidents. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky criticized the talks, accusing the US of trying to appease Putin and stressing that Ukraine would not accept any deal that endangered its own future. He emphasized the importance of US support in achieving a Ukrainian victory. Meanwhile, the conflict continues, with Russia making gains in the battlefield. Moscow's long-standing demand to reduce NATO's presence in Europe is also at the forefront, with the Kremlin pushing for the withdrawal of military alliance forces from former Soviet states. In addition to the Ukrainian discussions, Rubio is also addressing a controversial US proposal to relocate Palestinians from Gaza following Trump's suggestion to take over the Palestinian city. Saudi officials have been involved in the talks, highlighting the region's shifting alliances and growing role of Saudi Arabia in the international diplomacy, particularly as the kingdom maintains its neutral stance in the Ukraine conflict. Zelensky, speaking ahead of European talks in Paris, warned of Europe's weakening position without US security guarantees, while Russia's Lavrov questioned the utility of European involvement in Ukraine negotiations.